Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. I hope everyone had a great holiday weekend. We had a really nice Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday and Monday. We took the kids to a minor league baseball game on Sunday, and it was my daughter's first baseball game, so she was a little fidgety, but as long as we kept her fed, she was good. So the snacks cost more than the tickets did, but she had fun, and there was a really nice fireworks show afterwards, and we went with a bunch of friends, so we had a really good time. And then last night our friends up in Secaucus invited us up there because it's right across the river from Manhattan, so we got an absolutely fantastic view of the Macy's fireworks. And the Empire State Building was in the background, and we could see like 4 out of the 6 barges and all the fireworks going up, so it was amazing. So I love living where I live. So I'm going to show you all the things that I found this weekend. I actually had a pretty good weekend considering it was a holiday. There were more sales than I thought there would be. The first one I went to was overpriced, and everything had eBay printouts on it. So the only things that I got were these 2 plush animals. I got Max from the Grinch and the Grinch, and they were both $1 a piece. Actually, Max sells pretty well. He sells for about $10 to $12 by himself. And they both have the tags, so I should do okay on those. Then the next one I went to, I found this cow creamer. And it says here the famous Ozable Chasm. Found out, I guess that's a town up in New York State, kind of by Niagara Falls. Anyway, this is the first cow creamer I bought. And I bought him because it was pretty large, and it was like a brown and red drip glaze finish, and hadn't seen one like it before, and he was only $2. Some people strictly collect the cow creamers, and some of them with the better names can go for a lot of money, but this was my first one, so I'm just trying it out, see how it goes. And then at that same sale I spent $2.25 and bought 3 Super Soakers. This is a Super Soaker 50. I think this is from 1989. This is a Super Soaker 20 from 1991. And then I found a Super Soaker MDS multi-directional one for, well, that was $1, and that one was from 1992. And I tested them all and they all work, so I'm hoping to make maybe 30 to 60 off of them, hopefully. That's my first Super Soakers that I found. And then the last sale I went to on Friday was a guy from the city. I don't know how long he's been out here, but he was having a barn sale, and he was a really, loud, in-your-face New Yorker, and thought that just because all the stuff was old that it was worth a fortune. So a lot of his things were really overpriced. So I found this, I don't know if it says Bayuk or Bayuk, Phillies cigar tin. I mean, it's all beat up, but it's still really cool. I got that for $2, and the graphics inside are still really nice. But, I might make 5 or 10 on that. If not, I'll just keep it. And then I think this might be a nice sleeper item. I'm hoping to get some decent money for these. I saw these knives. They were really rusty, and the blades are still kind of a mess, this carving set. But they had really interesting handles, and then when I looked for a name on it, you might not be able to see it because of all the marks on the blade, but anyway, it's a Henkel's knife set, and I'm thinking it's from the early 1900s, because I know it's not from the 1800s because of the mark on it, but I cannot find anything like this, so I'm hoping to make a decent profit on that. I bought that set for $10. Then on Saturday I thought there were only 2 sales, and it ended up being a lot more than that. So the first one I went to, most of their stuff, again, really overpriced. and I saw this Scrabble game and it said $3, and I was like, wow, $3 for a Scrabble game, really? But I was thinking about it, and then I saw this box that just said knives, and when I opened it up, I saw some Henkel's knives in here. I think they've been used once or twice, but they still have their cases on them. This is a utility knife, this is a bread knife, and the sharpening steel. And so I figured, you know, she was going to ask $1 million for them because she was asking $3 for a Scrabble game. And so I closed the box up quick and just showed it to her and said, how much for these? And she said, oh, $2. Because, you know, there's 2 knives in there, so I would need $1 for each one. I'm thinking, okay, sold. I don't know why you're selling Henkel's knives for $1 a piece and you're selling Scrabble games for $3, but I'll take it. So I ended up buying the Scrabble game anyway, since I got such a fantastic deal on the knives. So the knives, well, I don't know, anywhere from probably 30 to 50 a piece on those, maybe. And let's see, the next sale I went to, I wish I had gotten there a lot earlier, because this woman had a house full of really nice stuff and she was like practically giving it away. So I'm kicking myself for not going there earlier, but I still got a lot of good deals. I got this Wedgwood crystal wine carafe for $4. This I can probably sell for around $35. And then I got 3 glass insulators from her. This one's in the best shape. This one says Brookfield. This is a Hemingway, and this is a Whitall Tatum. Oh no, this is the Hemingway. This is the Whitall Tatum. And this one and this one have some chips. So I'm gonna sell them as a lot, and I might get $10. I paid $1 a piece, but I bought them just because some insulators can be worth a lot of money. If you search glass insulators on eBay, some of them go for phenomenal amounts of money. And I know the purple ones, if you find any purple ones and you can get them for a decent price, buy them, because the purple ones always sell for, you know, $20, $30. Then also at that sale, I got this Calvin Klein Bryan Adams American Women, like coffee table book, just a lot of photographs. That actually she threw on for free, as well as the Disney Family Cookbook. And I went to another sale and just picked up a couple things. These were, I think, 50 cents or $1 a piece. The Charlie Brown, or the Linus, and the little hot rod ornament. And I might try and sell them separately, or might put them in my big lot that I have downstairs that I'm planning to sell probably in September. And then I found this little guy. This is a Hummel, the boy in the apple tree, and it's marked on the bottom. It does have a chip here, and it has been repaired here and here, but I only got it for $2. So I figure if someone wants this, and you know, the chips are, or the brakes are clean, then you know, I can maybe sell it for $10 or $20. Then went to another sale. It was huge, a lot of like home deck stuff, but I didn't buy too much there. I found a tie that was brand new with the tags for $2. This Disney Mickey Mouse Cupid tie. Found this book of favorite Italian recipes by the American Italian Cultural Organization in Springfield, New Jersey. So I might sell that, or I might keep it. This Road to Oz hardcover book from, I think, 1991. That was 50 cents. And then my best purchase from there was this old set of Vans. These are half cab, purple and black suede Vans. They're size 12, and they're from 1992. And they're in really, really nice shape for being, you know, almost 20 years old. So, and I hardly ever buy shoes, but they just looked kind of collectible to me. And then at the last one that I went to, I got some really good deals. I found these 2 little plush toys They say somewhere on here. Oh, Keel Toys on here. And I can probably get 10 a piece for these guys. These are made in England. Then I found some Laurel Birch fabric, and this is a pretty big chunk of it. And this is called Polka Dot Leopard, and it's nice because it's a tapestry fabric instead of just a regular fabric. And I checked, and just the regular fabric is selling pretty well, so I'm hoping for a really good return on this. I think this was, I don't know, maybe 40 cents. They gave me a package deal, so everything costs like a quarter to 40 cents a piece. Then I got these two books, The Dawn of African History and New Colonialism U.S. Style, just because they looked interesting. This one's from 1965. And this was a textbook, I guess. And then I really lucked out with these last books that I bought. The guy, I guess, was an art major and worked at some of the art museums in New York City and was selling a bunch of art books. This one in particular, I think I got a fantastic deal on. It's called Art in Transit, Subway Drawings by Keith Haring, who's a pretty famous artist. This was a book published back in 1984. It's a first edition, and even the paperback first editions that I found on Amazon are going for, they want $100 for them. And I paid 40 cents. So I'm not quite sure what price I'm going to put on that yet. And then everything else, I think these are all like exhibition catalogs from different exhibitions at different museums. This is the biennial exhibition at the Whitney Museum, and you know, these catalogs can go for a lot of money, and there aren't many of them out there. This one's called Immaterial Objects from the Whitney Hawk. Another one from the New Museum. Rhetorical Image from the New Museum of Contemporary Art in New York. The Uninterrupted Life from the New Museum of Contemporary Art. This one's cool. From Receiver to Remote Control, the TV set. This was at the New Museum. And then this one's called, it's hard to see, but it says Image World, and that's from the Whitney. So they're all in fantastic shape. Tons of pictures, and I'm not going to flip through these because there are some images that, you know, some people don't want to see in here. And Lisa, you will not be disappointed because, you know, I did find some naked people this weekend. There are naked pictures. Well, there's one right there. And in these books, because Lisa's always teasing me about how I always find, you know, naked things. So that is everything. I'm hoping to make a really good profit on these books. These are not something that's going to sell immediately. These are things that I'm going to have to, you know, sit back and wait on until the right person comes along. But really, really good purchases, I think. And, you know, things that most people can only get, you know, around this area. So people in other parts of the country might really want to get their hands on those. So that is it. I'm going to come back and show you some things that sold and before I ship those out. So that's it. So have a great weekend, everyone, and or a week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.